But now Britain has announced that they don't want to take part in sharing their intelligence because they have very good networks in the Caribbean, which comes from their colonial days, because America might be conducting war crimes with them. Good morning. Listen, I don't speak that Gen Z speak. What's this, Zaddy? I'm Zaddy.
Zaddy, you're Zaddy.
You're all the Riz, all of it, all the aura.
Riz I Scots.
Yes, and Zaddy is better than Daddy.
Well,
So,
23 skidoo.
Hubba. As I was just saying to Governor Andy Beshear. I have to ask you, because you wrote a piece, MAGA drunk monkeys are threatening to shoot 4 different countries since Sunday. So, they're obviously moving. It looks like we're ready to attack Venezuela. Britain has just stopped sharing intelligence with us. Talk about Britain, our number one ally, not sharing intelligence with the United States of America anymore.
Well, in World War II, at the beginning of World War II, the Anglo-Saxon nations decided to work with France and to create a intelligence sharing system called Five Eyes, right? Yeah. Five Eyes was the U.S., Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. That has been in operation since 1941. And Five Eyes is our single most important intelligence communications network. When we see something coming at them, we call them. When they see something coming at us, they call them. But now Britain has announced that they don't want to take part in sharing their intelligence because they have very good networks in the Caribbean, which comes from their colonial days, because America might be conducting war crimes with them. And right now, I believe we have killed 76 people in these airstrikes. And none of them, look, the 2 people that survived that came out of it, we turned them over and just let them go. So these extra legal murders is what they are, because it's not a crime to deal drugs. They are not terrorists. There is no authorization for the use of military force like there was in the war on terrorism. It's just Donald Trump creating entertainment, and Britain wants no part of that.
Speaking of terrorism, I swear I don't save stories just to trigger you. They just exist. So Nori says, the fact that MAGA is jumping up and down complaining about the election of Mamdani in New York, while Trump is welcoming a confirmed leader of al-Qaeda into the Oval Office with a smile and open arms, should really make you question their claims of patriotism. I don't even know what... Did you see this scene yesterday? Yeah. With that guy who attacked our troops in the...
$10 million bounty on his head just a couple of years ago. Been known to have beheaded people as part of the al-Qaeda Jabhat al-Nusra network there, who has overthrown the Assad government in Syria. Now, what's interesting is that he is a jihadist, no questions asked, but he is our kind of jihadist, where he says that he's not going to take any interest in Israel, not going to take any interest in the West, but he now wants to keep the Russians there for Russian investment. This could end in a moment with a suicide bomb, to where there could be a completely different leadership in Syria. So the United States embracing him is part of Trump's belief that he's going to, stabilize the Middle East with his amazing Abraham's Accord. It really came about through a decade or more of fighting by the Syrian rebels to get control of that country. Now Trump is on this kick about saving Christians in Nigeria. Well, the Christians in Syria are imperiled, and we'll see whether he is at war with his buddy in a short time, or if his buddy's going to help out. Who knows?
Do we talk about giving Qatar, who is funding Hamas, an airbase in Idaho? Did we talk about that last?
Yeah, we talked about that, and there's some mitigating circumstances there that we don't actually give them an airbase. Okay. They set up their own airbase, their own facility on our air bases. The problem with Qatar, though, is that Trump seems to see them now as the big players in terms of getting cash out of people. And he has no problem dealing with Qatar unless it has to do with a Democrat that has some relationship with Qatar. But as you know, Pam Bondi was being paid $100,000 a month by the government of Qatar. His entire administration is tied at the hip to that country.
Okay. As someone, you and your entire family have served our country for many, many years. It was Veterans Day yesterday. I just thought I would save something that will trigger me and you, as my father is buried
great,
there.
thanks.
And my mother. Yes. Leave it to Trump to make a political speech while addressing Veterans Day crowd at Arlington National Cemetery. What an embarrassment. He's supposed to be honoring veterans, but instead he's honoring himself and his MAGA morons. He claimed he has a 92% approval rating. Was that what he...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Lisa said, attacking a former president's character at Arlington Cemetery on Veterans Day breaks my heart. This president is beyond pathetic. My stomach turns every time he walks on that sacred ground where my father is, Malcolm.
And it should. And you should feel disgusted because he was going to go where he couldn't just go there and lay a wreath, right? Like every other president does, and to make the words of, his words about the words of valor of those who gave their lives in the defense of the country. No, first he attacks France about World War I and World War II. All right. My grandfather, my granduncle, my father, Nances have fought to liberate France. My grandfather has the Legion of Honor, but not Donald Trump. Donald Trump insults our allies. Then he insults the effort by Britain, who lost hundreds of men fighting in Afghanistan. Same with Canada. 165 men lost fighting in Afghanistan for America. He just can't do it. He is a coward, a yellow-bellied coward who ran away from war 5 times and now is proposing to build an Arc de Trump at the circle in front of Arlington Cemetery so that all of our honored dead would have to go through some facade that he made up as a monument to his cowardice.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you both, Yahweh and Yesh, because I wrote a book, and it's about you guys, but it's really about some of your fans, the mean ones, the racist ones, the homophobe ones, the ones who don't like women. You guys come off really well in the book. Jesus, you come off really good in this book.
Yeah, I've heard that when people talk about the Bible, they tell me that God, you come off really well.
Said no one ever.
Jesus comes off really well. Yeah, no, God, you're very impressive, God. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but you there's some moments, Almighty, where you're kind of the alcoholic step God. You know what I'm saying? But Jesus, he's chill throughout. Like he's proof of evolution.
But John, people have been twisting my message, right? And that's what this book is about.
It really is, Jesus. I mean, I've gone through this book of yours many times. You never said anything against the gays. You never said anything against women having to be forced to be pregnant. I mean, you're not against abortion. You're against the death penalty, Jesus. I know that. You're like your dad in that you tell us to welcome the stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the right people are twisting my message left and right, and we can't take it anymore. So we're so excited to have this book, a really rock solid resource to show people what the Bible actually says. And that's why we love you, John. You're spreading our true good word.
Simon & Schuster's Avid Reader Press presents Separation of Church and Hate, the bold, hilarious new book from John Fugelsang, available September 9th and on sale now at your local independent bookstore or your favorite non-evil website.